Coming up on the Raiders Report is an Antonio Brown trade happening Friday. Which star player does Derek Carr want in silver and black? And last, my final rumor, Le'Veon Bell. Is he the final piece to this Raiders super team? Find out on the Raiders Report. Hey, Raider Nation, interact with me on IG and Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365, and make sure you guys are subscribed to the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube below, youtube.com/RaidersReport, because guess what? The only way you're getting on the show is if you subscribe for Chucky Heads. Believe it, baby. I got a 6-pack of Raiders rumors. Let's get on into it. Antonio Brown trade coming. This one's 3 Chucky Heads, and I think it's pretty likely. The Antonio Brown trade rumor saga, it may be ending pretty soon, and it may even be ending on Friday. Multiple reports are coming out that the Steelers, they want to get rid of Antonio Brown because they have a lot of reason to get rid of him because, well, if they wait until March 17th, they're going to have to pay him a little bit extra money. But then also, an extra report came out that 3 teams are interested in Antonio Brown, and it's the Raiders, the Redskins, and the Titans. The fact that these are the 3 teams, it's very interesting, right? Obviously, we're the Raiders fan base here, but then you got the Redskins, the Titans. Here's the thing. The Steelers are looking for a first-round pick. Now, I don't know if they're going to get it. So what I'm going to show you here is if these are the 3 teams, these are the first 5 picks that each of the teams have. So here are the Titans' 5 draft picks in 2019. They have 1 first-round pick, 19th overall, then a 2nd rounder, a 3rd rounder, 4th rounder, 5th rounder, okay? Now we're going to look at the Redskins. The first-round pick is 15th overall, but then it's 46, 76, 96, 153rd. Here's the difference. The Raiders, as y'all know, have 3 first-round picks, and let's say that they don't want to give up a first-round pick. Let's say they want to give a second-round pick, which is 35. Still pretty close to a first-round pick, and I think it's pretty interesting considering the Titans, Redskins, Raiders are all possible options. But I want to know from everybody watching, where will Antonio Brown play in 2019? Is it going to be one of those 3 teams? Comment below if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook. Hit me up on IG or Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365. Tell me where AB is going, because I kind of tweeted out where I think he's going to be playing next year. Let's get in now to my next rumor. Antonio Brown to the Raiders. Guess what? I'm giving this one 3 Chucky Heads, and I think it's pretty likely. Yeah, I'm going to go a little bit out on a limb here, and I'm reading the tea leaves, guys, and I see Antonio Brown going to the Raiders. There was a report by ESPN that it is a 1-team race. This is kind of funny to me because apparently the Raiders are bidding against themselves, which, shrug emoji. And according to a report, the asking price was too high for the Redskins and Titans. Why do I think so? Because if the Raiders or if the Steelers are looking for that first-round pick, here's the issue. The Titans 19, the Redskins 15. Now, I threw together a little trade projection because this is what I think is going to go down this week or possibly even tomorrow, Friday. I think the Raiders are going to give up a first-round pick, the 27th overall, for Antonio Brown. This is the trade that I'm going to project, and I'm going to project it happening tomorrow. Again, why, Mitch? Why am I so confident? Reports, coach speak, players speak. Here's a quote from John Gruden. Exactly. He's the hardest working man, I think, in football. Hardest working player I've ever seen in practice, and I've seen Jerry Rice. I've seen a lot of good ones. Gruden has just been one of these coaches that has tried to hide certain things, and he's kind of been out super upfront. If Gruden really wants Antonio Brown, and if we can get him for a first round, the 27th, I'd rather obviously give up the 2nd round pick. But if you could tell me right now to trade Amari Cooper for Antonio Brown straight up, probably would do it. Here's the Raiders wide receiver depth chart with Antonio Brown. AB, Jordy Nelson, Marcell Ateman. You insert Antonio Brown into this depth chart, and I am absolutely loving it much more than just Jordy Nelson, Ateman, and Seth Roberts. And the idea of AB being in silver and black, the fact that this could actually happen and the fact that it's really started to heat up is really, really intriguing to me. And it's the reason why I'm giving it 3 Chucky Heads. So I'm telling everybody right now, when you see this, make sure you're ready tomorrow because even though tomorrow's my off day, hashtag no off days, if this goes down, you can guarantee you I'm going to be in here breaking it down for y'all. If you haven't already bet on where AB is going to play, now's your time to do it. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use our promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. You put down $50, you'll get $60 for free. You put down $100, get $120 for free. A big baller like AB, put down $500, get $600 for free. Again, it's chatsports.com/bet. BetDSI is the internet's #1 sportsbook. If you like betting on sports, do it at BetDSI. With AB trade rumors, do you want him to be on the Raiders? We know he's a diva. He literally calls himself Mr. Big Chest. I'm not even a big enough douche to call myself Mr. Big Chest. Do you want the Raiders to trade for Antonio Brown? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I want to hear why, okay? So if you're going to type Y for yes, tell me why. If you're going to type N for no, tell me why. Got it? Let's go to the next rumor. Derek Carr wants Antonio Brown. This one's for Chucky heads, believe it, baby. Carr was asked about trade projections with AB coming over, and Carr said straight up, I want Antonio Brown to be a Raider. He said I would open up my arms to him, bring him on in. And I think it's interesting because we know this is a Derek Carr prove-it year in terms of money, in terms of everything going on, in terms of Kyler Murray rumors. If Derek Carr wants to be a Raider in 2020, he better prove himself in 2019. Now, last year, he had a career year in yards. But I think we can all agree, when we look at Derek, we want the 2015, we want a 2016 version of Derek Carr. And if we don't get that in 2019, I think it's bye-bye, Derek, because it's only going to be a $5 million dead cap hit for the Raiders. And when I'm Derek, I'm thinking, okay, I want a receiver who's had 1,000 yards receiving the last 6 years, who had a career-high 15 touchdowns, because I don't really have a lot of other options considering what I had to deal with this past year. And when I look at past stats for the Raiders in this past year, I mean, Jared Cook, he's a free agent. We don't even know if he's going to come back. And considering that he led the team in receiving yards last year with 896, I think Jordy had a pretty good year. They're going to bring back Jalen Richard. But again, where's the wide receiver on this list that is supposed to fear defenses? It's Antonio Brown. And then you just look at receptions. AB had over 100 receptions last year. Heck, he's had over 100 receptions 5 straight years. Jared Cook led the team with 68. Jalen Richard, 68. Jordy, the only receiver there, 63. And then receiving touchdowns. 6 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2. Can you guys do the math? No? Brett's shaking his head no. All right, it's 14. Antonio Brown had 15 touchdowns last year. That's all I'm saying. Is 2019 a prove-it year for Derek Carr? I want you to type 4 for believe it, baby, or type 0 for tuck rule. Tuck that. I already know the discussion is going to be booming around this topic, because anytime I mention Derek Carr, I can already hear just the amount of people hit me up on IG or Twitter. All right, my next rumor here, the Raiders, they're forming a super team, right? Because, Mitch, you're predicting Antonio Brown becoming a Raider, and with the super team, Antonio Brown is piece 1 of 3. I'm going to give this one only one Chucky head, and I think it's a small shred of truth. Now, in terms of the super team, the most likely piece to me is Antonio Brown. And I know that there's a report out there that Gruden wanted to form a super team, and if you've lived under a rock, here's the thing. The super team consisted of Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, and Kyler Murray. And sure, AB could be piece 1 of that super team. However, I just don't really think it's going to happen. I'm still a truther that Derek Carr is the quarterback. I'm still a truther that Le'Veon Bell may not be coming to the Raiders. With all that being said, the idea of the super team, I think, is just to grab attention. And it kind of sucks to say that because, sure, I think it would be fun. It's going to put people's butts in seats. But just because Antonio Brown is, in my opinion, going to be a Raider, that doesn't necessarily mean that this super team is going to happen. And again, when I think about the super team in general, I mean, think about this, right? You got to trade for Antonio Brown. You have to sign the top free agent running back, or some, we would argue here at Chat Sports that Le'Veon's the top free agent in general. And then you have to draft Kyler Murray. That's a lot of different things that need to happen just to form, in quotes, a super team. Like, is it even a super team, though? And that's one of those things, and I think we've seen Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell together. I mean, here are Le'Veon Bell's numbers. Again, he is a no-doubt bell cow running back, in my opinion. He is a 400-touch running back that you can give the ball, and you can count on him in the backfield, catching the ball. Super, super solid option. But again, guys, this super team idea, I think, is just one of those things that somebody put out there in an article, hoping that the Raiders report would cover it, and now it's getting some coverage. So you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, now here's my question, okay? Do you want the Raiders, the super team, the Raiders, Le'Veon Bell, there's a lot of different questions going on here, and I want to know from everybody watching, how many games will the Raiders super team win in 2019, okay? So let's say Kyler Murray, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, they get on a team. How many wins is that team getting? I want you to comment below, okay? 10, 11, 12, 16-0. Tuck rule, tuck that. Comment below how many games they would win. Next rumor here, Le'Veon Bell, he's headed to Oakland, right? Because it's a super team. One Chucky head, and I just think it's a small shred of truth. Again, guys, we need to listen to reports. You need to read the tea leaves a little bit, and when it comes to Le'Veon Bell, I just don't see him ultimately becoming a Raider. And I know there's a lot of people out there who I respect that think that Le'Veon Bell is the perfect fit for the Raiders. However, I've had the New York Jets as the number one team for Le'Veon Bell. They just have a lot of money, and they seem interested in getting Bell. And the depth chart here, Marshawn is a free agent. Doug Martin's a free agent. But the Raiders have all intentions of bringing back Jalen Richard. In fact, they tendered him. Like, they are bringing back Jalen Richard, which I'm happy because he was one of my top free agent players that they needed to bring back. And the fact that they're bringing back Richard, I think that definitely means that they're not going to give Le'Veon Bell that kind of money because they're going to want to have Le'Veon Bell on the field all the time. I'm going to type my 2 for no because I personally do not want Le'Veon Bell to be a Raider. That's just me. But you guys know this show isn't just about me. It's about the nation. Do you want the Raiders to sign Le'Veon Bell? 1 for yes, 2 for no. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I'm hoping you did. Did you watch me drink 6 beers in 6 minutes? Which you type HY for heck yeah. And if you haven't, type NY for not yet. And I'm going to put the video up tomorrow, okay? So stay tuned on that. If you haven't watched 6 beers, 6 minutes, it's coming up on YouTube tomorrow. For the people who did, I appreciate your guys' concern for me. So Adrian, how are you feeling today? Hope you didn't get hungover from yesterday. That was a pretty impressive 6 beers in 6 minutes. Adrian, much appreciated. Was a little bit hungover, but I had a nice steak dinner, had a date. It was all good. Big Rock, what's going on, my man? Can I get a shout out? There you go. I've been watching your show since you started. When did I start? And I got no shout out. Okay, no shout out. Good. And I'm drinking a beer, Modelo, so beer 30. Come on, Mitchell, get in the game. Yep, there's your shout out. Tommy Williams, what's up, my man? If you're ever anywhere near Lake, I don't even know how to pronounce that, in LA, let me know what the whole night would be on me with beer. Tommy, that one's for Chucky heads, believe it, baby. But you don't got a picture, so I hooked you up with one. So Tommy, get yourself a picture, and if you want to Venmo me at Mitchell Renz 365, I'd be happy to come to LA. Brandon, what's going on, my dude? Colorado Raiders fans, where are you at? So anybody that's from Colorado, hit up Brandon. But Brandon, if you don't got a picture, nobody's going to know what you look like. And if this is what you look like, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb because that dude is a big old dude. Come to Colorado, best producer for craft beer in the country. Just saying. Brandon, you want me to come to Colorado? Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. Let's get in now to that last rumor. The Oakland Raiders tendered 3 players. It's not much of a rumor because this one's for Chucky heads. Believe it, baby. And I think the Raiders watch my show because the 3 players that they brought back are all players that I said the Raiders absolutely need to bring back. WORLEY, Jalen Richard, and ERIK Harris. I absolutely love it. WORLEY and Richard need a second-round pick now to be signed by another team, and then the Raiders can match any deals for Harris. I like these moves by the Raiders. WORLEY, a young cornerback. Jalen Richard, a great pass-catching running back, which is definitely needed in today's NFL. Now, sure, he may not be the best between the runner or tackler. Wait. Words. He may not be best between the tackles. Exactly. Still drunk on my beer. But when it comes to catching the football, he's a reliable option for Derek Carr. And again, Derek Carr prove it year. We need to bring back Jalen Richard. WORLEY. I think he started out a little bit slow. But again, I think he's a young, talented cornerback who you can pair him in the nickel. That's going to be a big help for the Raiders. And then ERIK Harris. What a great story he's been. ERIK still waiting for that follow back. Just saying. You retweet me. You like me. However, still waiting on that follow back. So, ERIK, if you watch this, Raider Nation, send these to ERIK Harris because I'm waiting for that follow back. And for everybody else who's not already subscribed, come on, get with the program. YouTube.com/Raiders Report, the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube. Also, I got a video coming up next for you, so stay tuned. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this. I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.